have a brand. New York has a brand. And when people see it, it means something. You know, when we go there, it's not, Kansas doesn't have a brand.
New York does have a brand. It does, actually. He's right about that. And they're destroying the brand. You've seen the news about New York and pizza restaurants. And so we don't need to make a mountain out of a molehill, but it's something that I think people need to understand because it goes to the mind of the communist. When you think of New York City, whether you've been there or not, pizza is on the list somewhere for what you think about New York City. They're famous for it. I adore New York City. And when I go, if I'm walking down a sidewalk, I generally either have one of those sidewalk hot dogs in my hand or I have a slice of pizza. I just stop and grab a slice and I just walk around with pizza. That's what I do. It's part of New York City for me. But they're going after that. They're going after these coal and wood-fired pizza restaurants. Going to charge them exorbitant amounts of money for no reason whatsoever to try to scrub all their stuff. It's ridiculous. It's insane. But why is really the question. We'll bring Chef Andrew Gruel on here for a moment to talk about the restaurant aspect. Why? Why do they do it? Why do communists destroy everything? Well, I think once again the right gets this wrong. That's a weird way to say that, but I think the right gets this wrong about communists. We will look at something like this and we will say, hey, they're wrecking it. It's what they do. But it's not what they do. What they do is different than who they are. You see, what you do is different than who you are. Meaning, this is what I mean. We have to understand this. It's going to speak to how these people think. I wake up in the morning, and first thing I do is I go brush my teeth. I wake up in the morning and I brush my teeth. That's a choice. That's a conscious effort. I wake up, I don't like how my mouth feels in the morning, so I go brush my teeth to wash all the yuck out of my mouth. You probably do the same thing. That's what you do. That's what I do. But I have this. I laugh. You know, I like to laugh. You probably like to laugh. I laugh at jokes. I make jokes. I'm sarcastic. I enjoy humor. That's not something I do. It's not a conscious choice. It's who I am. It's how God made me. It's woven into my DNA. It's who I am. Communists destroy everything they touch. Everything. From our education system to our military to pizza ovens in New York City. But we have to understand something. It's who they are. It's not what they do. Don't give them that out. It's simply who they are. Bitter malcontents who just destroy whatever's in front of their face at any given moment because that's the entire point of the religion. It's a religion of destruction. It is woven into their being the way my sense of humor is. Until we understand and accept that, we will never understand these people and what they'll do next and why they're doing what they're doing. Make sense? Oh, one New York pizza man's none too pleased about things.
You heard of the Boston Tea Party? Well, this is the New York, this is the New York Pizza Party. Give us pizza or give us death. Give us pizza or give us death. Give us pizza or give us death. Give us pizza or give us death.
Okay, not the most advanced protest I've certainly ever seen in my life, but the man was upset. Let's go to the chef. Joining me now, my friend Chef Andrew Gruel of the new Calico Fish House, which he's going to tell me about in just a minute. But okay, Chef, why are all the pizza chefs in New York angry? Why are they throwing pizza at City Hall? What?
All right, so this was actually proposed in 2016. This isn't 100% new, where they were forcing restaurants to either get rid of their coal and wood-fired ovens or put on a scrubber, which is basically this $20,000 contraption that purifies the air that's coming out of these ovens. Now what they've done is they've retabled this and they've said, look, maybe we should put a commission together to really go in and investigate exactly what's happening with the theoretical pollutants related to these ovens. So now they have a commission or some sort of a bureaucracy that's going to determine exactly what restaurants need to do. And the restaurants are going to have to pay these inspectors to come to their restaurants and tell them what they need to add on to their ovens, even if they're allowed to begin with. But we need to remember, this is all a red herring, right? This is about banning natural gas, because this is really what it comes down to, is that they're going to come in and they're going to say, well, we've determined that we haven't met the required emission number or the lower threshold, and therefore you're going to have to convert to electricity. This is just another extension of that.
Eric Adams, New York City Mayor Adams, went on television and he was talking about the ban, and I'm really going to need you to clarify this. Here was Eric Adams.
Well, first of all, I love my vegan pizza with vegan cheese, and, something about pizza. Like, do anyone dislike pizza? Everyone likes pizza. You almost see that pie in front of you, you start to get happy. I think pizzas have saved more marriages than any other food, Sharing a pie with your boo is that's the ultimate. We don't want to hurt businesses in the city, and we don't want to hurt the environment. I think nothing is more clearer to all of us is what this environment is going through after 2 weeks ago with the fire in Canada. That smoke is the type of smoke that we're talking about.
Okay, so Chef, do I have this right? We don't want to hurt businesses, but we're going to charge them to have it inspected and then charge them $20,000 for the scrubber. And we're doing this because some arsonist set a wildfire in Canada. Do I have all that right?
You've got that right. But remember, this is not about the environment. This is negligible. The effect, there's probably 100 coal-fire oven pizzas in New York that we're talking about. You would have to cook 1 million pizzas in order to match the emissions from just one of any of our politicians' private plane flights. This is not the issue at all. You could get rid of every single oven in New York City, and it would have a negligible effect on any of the carbon emissions, which we could obviously pontificate on whether they're even an issue to begin with. It's not about the environment. If they electrify everything, which is ultimately what they want to do, coal and natural gas is what's driving that electricity. So we're actually going to produce more coal and natural gas, or we're going to emit it, in order to produce the necessary electricity. It is a complete lie. It's a sham. They are 100% lying about all of this in order to regain more control of the small businesses because they're the enemies and the government wants to take all this over.
For too long, we've been led to believe that communism is a thing of the past. But the truth is, communism is alive. It's here, and it's infiltrating every aspect of American life. Introducing the Anti-Communist Manifesto by Jesse Kelly, the practical guide for patriots ready to defend our nation from its most dangerous enemy. Discover the shocking extent of communist infiltration in our education system, their alliance with American corporations, and the twisted truth behind environmentalism. This eye-opening book exposes the true face of communism and empowers you to fight back. Join the fight for freedom. Pre-order your copy of the Anti-Communist Manifesto today by going to jessekellybook.com.